JRPGs and anime in general and I haven't quite gotten along lately, mostly because JRPGs these days want to be movies more than games. See, I grew up with titles like these, where sure they may have been a story, but the length of time I got to play the game in between greatly surpassed the time it took to read all the expository dialogue. I guess I just don't get today's newer Japanese-born pieces of entertainment. But let's get to business. This game's mechanics are solid and very reminiscent of older games I played while Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin were still new on Cartoon Network. Combat is as you'd expect, but there's a nice little feature of being able to see the turn order in the top left, similar to Final Fantasy X, which is a touch I really like. Once you have all 6 characters, they will always be with you, barring a couple of exceptions, and the game lets you have 4 people on the front line and 2 members as supports that offer varying bonuses to the front line depending on composition. This is a really nice way of making it feel like every character is making an impact in your game. The game controls with either mouse alone or keyboard supported. It works, but I would like to see a gamepad support in a future patch. It's not that big a deal though, as I can lean back comfortably in my chair playing the game one-handed, being that everything can be accessed with the mouse. It's not the most convenient way to move around though, and I found myself moving with WASD and Enter, choosing to use the mouse for quick menu navigation and combat. Let it be known real quick though, I hate female Japanese voice acting. Folks, a couple years back I got to travel to Asia. I got to fight in Thailand, wander Tokyo, and get stuck in Malaysia for a night. Japanese women do not sound like they do in anime. It's so grating and I don't understand why people prefer it over an English dub. Those voices make me want to kick kittens. God forbid I'm walking down the road and happen upon a box full of kittens and I hear something like this. Because I will go on a kitten kicking rampage. That being said, I fully concede this is a personal irritation and does not have any major impact on the game other than me turning the voices off. Speaking of talking, there is so much dialogue in this game. Look, I get it. It's a story-driven game. The story doesn't have to go on longer than it takes me to complete the dungeon, though. Clones are killing people. Got it. I don't need 4 consecutive cutscenes talking about this and how the characters feel about it. Fortunately, though, important information is highlighted in red, so when I was clicking through the text boxes, I could catch what I needed to know. And hey, if I even accidentally skip that part, I could just go to my menu, click a quick sub-menu to see my current objective. My only other real complaint with the game comes from thinking its audience is retarded. You get a brief tutorial on anything and everything. See a sparkle on the ground and the game tells you, hey, this stuff is good, go pick it up. I don't need the game to tell me that. It stands out in the environment. I'm naturally drawn towards it. I'll easily figure out on my own I want the sparkly things. There was another bit in the first dungeon where the game takes a pause and moves into a crack in the wall to say, hey, this will lead you to a secret treasure. We should go get it. If you proceed down the corridor, you'll see a hidden room that you can't see an entrance to. But you'll also see part of its wall is different than the rest. Look around and you'll see a matching piece of wall. Reason would have me to believe the two are connected. Despite the voice acting though, and a couple of real problems the game has, it's still a pretty decent game. It's solid. It's well constructed. The people knew what they were doing for the most part whenever they built it. It's only $14.99 on Steam and worth it. Go ahead and pick it up.